Welcome to the Community Folk Arts Center. I'm the Executive Director, Dr. Tanisha Jackson, and the creator of the series, Black Arts Speak. To start our series, we'll be speaking with New Jersey-based artist Lavett Ballard to talk about her current exhibit, Stories My Grandmother Told Me.
When I'm creating the work, I'm building these visual narratives that I want told of my people, whether it's about resistance, whether it's about our civil rights, whether it's about colorism. It's more about building a body of work that builds a legacy for my family, for my children, my grandchildren. I grew up going summers to my family farm, the big house as we called it, and I was looking at these gorgeous vintage photos. She was the anchor. She's my maternal grandmother. Her name is Virginia Mae Martin. I didn't realize at the time she was telling us about what was going on in world history, along with what was going on in our community. It was an experience that I think really played into how I approach my stories now that I tell in my work. The idea of photo and wood, listening to the histories being told, that all kind of amalgamated into this huge practice. The title, My Soul Says Yes, goes back to Color Purple. I wanted that piece to give you that feeling of just this release, just your soul opening up and looking off into the sky. And I wanted you to feel as if this woman could almost be a goddess. In 1921 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they had a section which was an upwardly mobile Black community. There was a young man, he got on a elevator in the white section, and this girl stated to a friend that this man did something to her on the elevator. It got out of hand. It got to the point where it rolled over back into Tulsa, into Greenwood section as a whole. They literally razed the entire city. There's a mass grave in Tulsa. The entire part of Greenwood was burned down to the ground. The piece that I wanted to make was a piece showing what they came from as far as being small farmers that migrated from the South. He wanted me to do a piece about Rosa Parks and the bus riders. It wasn't just these women, but also the whole community that said, we're gonna make a stand by walking instead of sitting and not riding these buses. I remember distinctly her sitting at this dressing table, and it could have been passed down to my grandmother, and then she passed it down to my mother, and then she passed it down to me. Wouldn't it be great to see what would be on that dressing table? The quarantine Chronicles came about because I was locked out of my studio for at least 3 or 4 months while we were all quarantined. There are images of Black Lives Matter. I have the Say Her Name. I have images of Sandra Bland and all of these people who were killed by police violence, mostly women, all being displayed in the piece. It's a great time to be a Black artist because you are getting recognized in ways that we never, not since the Harlem Renaissance, been really recognized. Especially like in the context of my own work, I believe that a lot of people are gravitating towards it because, like I said, with us being behind these masks, the idea of fences and holding people out and holding people in is the same thing. The fact that you are being taught about things like Greenwood. How many people are gonna sit in this gallery and look at that painting and look at that artwork and say, okay, what is going on here? There's something more than I'm visually attracted to it. Places like this that offer arts to the community is so important. And we don't only need them in white communities, we need them in Black communities. Had my mother not taken me to the Newark Museum and I was able to see Romary Bearden and Jacob Lawrence and Elizabeth Catlett's artwork being displayed there, knowing that, wait a minute, this isn't just an artist that's doing this work, this is a Black artist that's doing this work, and look where their work is. My mom is always very close in my mind, making her proud, and I know she is. I know she is.
The exhibit runs through March 20th. Please visit us at our website to make an appointment or to check out the virtual tour. We hope you experience Lavett Ballard's exhibit as well as other artists from this series at the Community Folk Arts Center.